Hello and welcome to this double review of my Epomaker RT65 and RT80. Both of these were sent in by Epomaker. They both have some funky stuff on them, which is why I agreed to do this review, but they also share a lot in common, so I figured I wasn't going to do two full separate reviews on them. Instead, I'll do one about the platform, so to speak, and then go into individual details about the different features on each. Or at least I would have if I'd gotten this one working. However, the USB port on this is so far recessed into the case that even my slimmest USB-C cables can't get into it, so basically it's just broken. I think it did work for a little bit originally, I'm not 100% sure anymore, but now I can't get it to work, so I suspect the port probably got pushed too far into the case or something. Now, normally I just open the case and use it shirtless, so to speak, but the screen is connected to the housing and so I can't really take it off without disconnecting it, which defeats the whole purpose of the keyboard, and so I can't really test it, which is really a shame because it's got some cool features on it. And in my opinion, that's a pretty good way to summarize Epomaker. They sell a bunch of keyboards with cool and funky gadgets on them, like these, but the build quality is generally pretty terrible as it's all very cheaply made. So they're a lot like the old Focus Electronic. Now, I really like keyboards that try to do something else, like this, and so I'm generally pretty happy to cover Epomaker products. But at the same time, I'm fairly partial to keyboards that, actually work. So this black one, the RT80, which didn't work, has a touchscreen on it, which according to the website can do volume control, print screen, and quick access to Windows settings, which admittedly sounds kind of cool. It's like a fancier volume wheel, plus it also has dedicated media keys under it. Like I said, it's a shame it doesn't work. They also claim that it's an innovative 75% layout on their website, but I mean, come on, innovative layout my ass. These mid-size compact keyboards can do some funky stuff with their layout sometimes, and these keys here are more commonly found in a line than in a square like this, but if this is the sort of innovation they claim, that just looks desperate. Come on guys, you can do better than that. The other one, the RT65, which does work, as you can see, and which I did test, instead comes with a little joystick on it, for which I thought I had a really nice use case originally. See, before I got this, I started playing Abzu, which is a beautiful underwater exploration game with gorgeous graphics on it, but immensely fucked up controls. Trying to use mouse and keyboard with that game is borderline impossible, which is stupid because there are loads of swimming games that you can control with mouse and keyboard just fine, but that game feels like you're controlling a whole submarine or something. In any case, I thought the joystick would help me to swim around more easily, and indeed it did, but then it turned out that you still need to look around, and for that you need to use either a second joystick or a mouse. So I tried using the joystick from the 8-bit Do keyboard as well, but I really can't control either of these with my left hand. I need two right hands to do this. Left can only do keys really, and using a controller isn't worth the corrupting stain on my immortal soul, and so back to mouse and keyboard it was. That said, if you're a little bit more used to joysticks, this may definitely have its uses. It worked fine, just not for the purpose that I had in mind for it. It's certainly a unique selling point and a lot better than those mouse nipples you have built into some keyboards. It's pretty good and smooth to control really. This one also comes with a sort of light strip at the top here. In fact, it has pretty lively RGB. As far as I can tell, the RGB is pretty well done, if a little bit hyperactive. Plus, it's got color and the little mini TV thing over here. By the way, yeah, that's what they call it, the mini TV. It's also on the RT80 and on their bigger cousin, the RT100, which has neither of the other gubbins on it, but it does have this. Basically, you plug it into a special port at the back here, and it shows you things like time, date, battery, Bluetooth status, etc. And by default, there's an RGB wave thing of the Epomaker logo, but I can't seem to revert it back to factory settings. You can upload all kinds of silly shit into this, upload GIFs or pictures or emojis or whatever. It's kind of cool actually. This is not a touchscreen, it's just for fun mind you, but this is a cool little gadget. It's pretty sure to draw your colleagues' attention as well, I reckon. I'm not gonna lie, I was having a good bit of giddiness fucking around with this thing. I spent half of yesterday evening uploading shit into it. You can also draw pictures and even animations yourself using their driver program. I've commented on it before in a different review. It's a simple Electron program and it's downloadable, thankfully. The drawing tool is very limited. It doesn't even have a bucket tool on it. You're limited to just a pixel pen one. But I find that with a screen like this, I'm more inclined to upload pictures anyway. It can do up to 92 frames according to the software, or 20 megabytes. The other Epomaker keyboard I reviewed had a little horizontal screen with a tiny 60 by 9 resolution on it, so pictures on it looked like poop shite, and so that was more suited to just drawing some simple text or something yourself. But this has a 240 by 173 resolution on it, so pictures look way better. Just keep in mind that uploading GIFs takes fucking forever. Easy to use though, very intuitive. The problem I have with this thing is that it's frankly in the way. I keep bumping into it with my fingers when I'm trying to reach the escape key, and I imagine it'd be even worse if this thing had F keys on it as well, because, you know, it sticks up, so this is always going to be a problem. Still, it is a fun little widget. I'm not sure it's something I'd solely buy a keyboard for, but it adds a good bit of personality when it is there. The other problem I have with this thing is that the connector is really exposed. I mean, look how easily this is bent, and in fact you can see that this is already at an angle, and I don't think I really use this much at all even. So I think this is very fragile and prone to breakage. As for the rest of the keyboard, it comes with a Wisteria switches I've reviewed before. These are fairly standard contact-based light linear switches, basically the MX Red except with a 3.6mm throw rather than 4mm. Really not too much to say about them. You can also get the board with Epomaker Flamingo switches. You know, whatever those are. The keycaps are thick double-shot PBT. They come with pretty bold lettering on them. I think they actually look fairly decent. They're probably quite cheap, but I can only see quite tiny imperfections on them, so they're well done actually. The color scheme reminds me a lot of the Famicom keyboard by 8BitDo. I like it. The real elephant in the room is the build quality, which as I mentioned before is pretty horrendous. The case is fairly thin, clamped plastic, and it's as floppy as an old dude's dick. Look at this flexion. And keep in mind that this is a small keyboard, which inherently flex a lot less than bigger ones. That's not good, and that's not even talking about how I can't actually use this one because the port is fucked. Thankfully, it is cheap at just $70 and $96 for the bigger one, and that includes the little mini TV, so that's good at least. But like I said, you are getting what you paid for. Well, you can't actually buy one, they're both out of stock, at least as of writing this script. But the bigger one, the RT100, still is. That one is $116. So quite a price bump as you increase in size, mind you. Overall, it's a shame I didn't get to use this one because I'd like to have tried it out, but even without, it's pretty obvious that these are gimmick keyboards. Not that I mind that, quite the opposite. I like it when keyboards are more than just the standard boring rubbish. And at $70, it probably doesn't matter if you can't use it for decades. I mean, this is not really going to put you out of pocket or anything. Maybe you can even put the joystick to good use. Just keep in mind that it's not exactly built like the pyramids. That's it for this review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and following is a typing demonstration of me typing on this keyboard.